And it didn't have to fall down. So the management tried it, and the engineers did, and obviously the MBAs did. Who do you think won? So put your answer into the chat, and I'd love to know, who do you think won out of these four groups? There are the kindergartners, there is the management team, there is the engineers who think like that in the entire design thinking, and the MBAs. So who do you think would win? The students? Engineers, all right. The kids, the kindergartners, the children. Aha, so you are correct. So yes, drum rolls, it was the kindergartners. And I'll tell you why. The reason was that children don't give up. They don't stress. If something falls down, they try it again. And they don't have egos. And they don't say, your idea was terrible, and you didn't listen to me. There were none of that. They just have the basic curiosity and the will to try again, because they sincerely believe mistakes are a learning ground. If this didn't work, let's try the next and the next. And they never give up. If anyone has ever worked with the kindergartners, give them a few things and see what magical things they come up with, because they don't give up. And we as adults who teach self-management skills, who teach balance, have our alter egos and egos jumping out. And it's the tone of the voices which troubles us. So for 1 minute, you and I are going to close our eyes, because I'm going to make you visualize. You will have to pretend that you are a kindergartner. So rub your hands, close your eyes, take in your nice, long, deep breath, slowly breathe out. Breathing in slowly through your nose, slowly breathing out from your mouth. Now imagine a beautiful classroom. It's got blocks, it's got clay, it's got your sand tray, it's got pretty books, it's got story books, and you're sitting on a tiny table and a tiny chair. Oh, let's color it yellows and reds. And you're sitting there. And you're taking your deep breath. And you think of the most marvelous idea. And here you go. And you're like, I just need to tell my friend. And slowly you get up from your chair. And then you put your hand on your friend's shoulder. And you whisper a secret to say, we're going to create the biggest, tallest tower. And when another friend comes in, you allow them. Because you see, sharing is caring. That's what your teacher told you. Rub your hands, cover your eyes, and come back. Because at the age of 5 and 6, we are open to suggestions. Feedbacks are positive or negative. They are welcome. And teacher is God. So on that note, let's move on to the next part. So I'm going to share the PPT. Anytime you have a question, just rope it in. I'm telling you, Ms. Shafali has got eagle eyes. She manages to send me each of the questions so that I can answer you guys. So do pour in your questions. Is it visible? Is it visible to you guys? Just give me a yes, and then I shall continue. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I personally am fascinated by stars, and I'm fascinated with the networks that we create in our lives. So I feel all of these bright shining stars are actually the people who are special in my life. And in the same way, they're very special in yours too. So I'm going to give you a tiny story again and hear this out. There was a study done when teachers were feeling very, very troubled and overworked. And when that was done, the results said that stress can be personal or professional. The stress could be that your child is not performing, your class is not listening, issues with your special other. Maybe you don't like the way he or she behaves or cooks. It could be any. It could be also that you are not comfortable with your own self. Perhaps picked up a little weight. Perhaps you've not been able to do that yoga asana. Perhaps your cake has fallen flat. Perhaps the article that you were planning to write for the next webinar isn't a possibility. And then when they checked it all out, guess what they saw? That stress is because of all these external things. But the majority of it is because it is self-inflicted. The situation happens. It is us who will brood and think about it and say, why didn't I get that job? Well, I had a conversation with an HR, and there was just one thing that HR head spoke to me. She said, it is not you who is an issue, it is the best fit that a company needs. And that's it. It is not you who is the trouble. So for a change, do not think that you are the trouble. So let me go back into the stress part of it. Last webinar, the ones who had attended it worked on in my control and out of my control. So basically, what you think, your thoughts, your actions, your behavior are all in your control. The situation stays the same. So if we go into a self-inflicted pattern, then we build up our stress. And when that happens, there is a confusion that happens in our brains because there are these hormones which are being secreted. Now, these are like those chemical parts which are being secreted in your body, which makes it like, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I don't want to exercise, I don't want to get out of my bed, I don't want to talk to anybody, just leave me alone. So you think, what can I do? So here go the strategies that we shall be covering today. Oh, there are plenty. It's the ones that I thought we could cover today. So the strategies that we will cover will be the 5 senses. Now I'm going to teach you how to do this mindfulness with the 5 senses, the EQ versus IQ, challenging the negative thought, the stress management plan, and of course, the glitter jar. Oh, that is one of my favorites. Before I go any further, it is a necessity for me to again speak and let you know that the one who gets the prettiest feedback, and we're going to choose it in 5 minutes flat, will be seeing me after the seminar at 4:15, 1-5. You'll be sent an email and you'd be phoned up, and Ms. Shafali would do the needful, and you would meet me to ask all the doubts and the questions that you have. So there's going to be one lucky winner. So I do hope that you're scribbling and doodling and creating beautiful things for me to look at and be thankful to you. So with all that gratitude, I am going to be moving ahead. So there are two types of stress. The eustress. Now we would always feel stress is all bad, but is it? No. So I'm going to take you back to the hunter-gatherer time. Now imagine you are in a cave and there's a dinosaur outside. Now you need the stress hormone to help you have the fight or the flight. Now obviously you can't be fighting a dinosaur, but you can run. So what does a stress hormone do? It gives you that instant energy because all the blood supply moves to your strong muscles, that means your leg muscles, and it makes you run. So stress isn't all bad. What about when you stood on the stage and talked? Wasn't your heart beating really fast? Wasn't your breath really short? Of course. The mouth dry. True. Even your palms wet with sweat. Of course. But that is positive stress. And why is that so? Because it helps you do the best presentation while you are on stage, or that inter-school competition, or that debating round, or the interview for a job. All the positive stress helps you to be your best version. So when is it too much? It's too much when there is a negative thought loop. When I do not break this vicious cycle of thinking, brooding, worrying myself, and in then that case, along with the adrenaline, which is the good stress hormone, which makes you all pumped up and ready to be on a pep pill and be ready to perform, you're also with the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So along with the adrenaline, there is the huge amount of the stress hormone, cortisol. And when cortisol happens, there is confusion. You are so worried that things will go wrong. You are so worried that you may not be able to perform. You may not get that job. Your children might not do well. Your class will be mismanaged. And that is the time that the distress or the negative stress builds up. So you see how life is. Life is what we are planning, like a straight, beautiful line. But reality, reality is not like that. It's got these ups and downs. And I remember I was talking to a friend and I said, I wonder why there are so ups and downs. And she happened to be a doctor and she says, you see, when there is a straight line, we know that this person cannot have his ups and downs. So do we need to be grateful for these ups and downs? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because in that time, you become stronger and smarter. You form a beautiful network of people who you trust. You have a resilient attitude by building up strategies. So that's why the ups and downs in life is very important. So I'm going to be covering with you what research says. Well, it doesn't sound very exciting, but the nice exciting part, which I loved and I have highlighted, is that social emotional learning and mindfulness. That means just a little bit of dhyan, just a little bit of quiet, calming time helps you to distress. Well, we have so many more strategies. I'm just saying the overall picture. So how do we handle our emotions? Now, isn't this getting a little too jargon word? So what I am going to suggest is that we are going to do something called a Mentee Meter. This self-awareness, self-check. So I'm not going to do that for you. There are going to be questions. So the Mentee Meter will be shared with you the link. There will be a certain code. You go onto that link, you put in that code, and the questions will flash. And when that happens, you need to put in points. So there are already points like 5 means always, and 4 means almost always, and so forth. Don't cheat. Be honest to yourself. It's a self-assessment. We need to find out, do we have that work-life balance? So are you guys ready? All right. So what can we do? Ms. Shefali, would you please share?
Sure. I've just put in the link in the chat box, which is www.mentee.com. Please go to that and you'll find a code. Allow me to share. Ms. Aarti, you'll have to stop share so that I can share my
Yes, of
screen.
course. Of course. So we need to go on this mentee.com and Ms. Shefali would give us the code which we have to put in, and we will see how we are putting our words.
Yeah, just give me a moment. So here you go. The code is there, which is 49206526.
Miss, can you put that in the chat just to be a safer side?
Sure. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, we can see the answers. Thank you so much.
All right. Always. My God, there are about 7 who say always and 9 who say sometimes. Very interesting. And there are a few who said never. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more research. It said that if you want to climb the corporate ladder, I mean schools too, you need to read a book a week. It has been said the CEOs of banks, corporates, and your schools read one book in 2 days. So if you want to climb that professional ladder, books are the way. Oh, I wonder why there is a no comment. Is it that, do remember, guys, we need to be truthful to ourselves because it's a self-assessment. So if you've given yourself always, give yourself 5 points. If you have given yourself no comments, then that's a 0. And if it is never, it's 1. Sometimes 3, almost, always, 4, always, 5. We're missing out the 2. So, or let's make it comment, let's make it a 1. I mean, sometimes we need that little breather. So let's be the generous teacher. So always is a 5, almost always 4, sometimes 3, never is 2, and 1 is the no comment. Okay, so Miss, let's move on to the next question, please. Okay, do you find time to exercise, eat properly, and keep yourself healthy? Remember, always is 5, almost always 4, sometimes 3, never 2, and comment 1. You need to be giving yourself marks. And remember, the best presentation of the feedback wins 20 minutes with me. Wow. I love the way that you are so sincere and truthful. Thank you. Ms. Shafali, let's move on. Do we need to go back? You're muted.
Just give me a moment. Yeah.
I'm
sharing it again.
So this was actually part of a dissertation paper that somebody had put in. His name is Neil Witten, and he had worked on the work-life balance. It is his dissertation paper. That's his PhD paper. And he had given a set of 45 questions. I've just chosen a few. I thought they went best with our community.
So here you have the one. So the code for this is 539334554.
So it's changed. So would you put that into the chat, please? 53933454. Just try this once more, please. And this time we are not going to linger on. So it'll be just 30 seconds, guys, and we move on. Whoops.
1 second. So I have the answers, but I'm going to show you right away in a moment. Here you go.
So when we say relaxed and comfortable, it's not just wearing pajamas, guys, or the track pants. Hey, I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, just sit down, have that cup of tea, play with your children, talk to your spouse, hear some music. When was the last you just asked your spouse to come and dance with you? You asked your mom to come and join her with her cooking? When was the last that you surprised somebody in the family? That's relaxed and comfortable. Those big hugs, that's relaxed and comfortable. Not getting up tired in the morning, that's relaxed. So we need to be honest. How many of us have hidden behind a computer and said, I have so much work to do. I'll get back to this. You see, this is the time when we can invest in our families. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are all at home. Work is part of our life. It is not life. There was the CEO of the Coca-Cola company who gave a 30-second speech. And he said that we are all like jugglers. We have a few balls in our hand. Health, family are glass balls. Jobs and professional wealth and money are rubber balls. So we are playing with these 4 balls, juggling them. If the glass ball falls down, that's your health and your relationship with your family. Even if you got the best super glue in the world, it's going to have cracks. And the rubber ball will bounce. So money today or money not tomorrow, there can be options out. that job which would make you happier is just one rainbow away. So hold on to that family, hold on to the love, hold on to your health, sleep and get up on time, eat and laugh a lot. Okay, miss, we need to move on to the next, please. All right, do you get adequate sleep most nights? And sleeping pills, popping them? That's not sleep, guys. We're talking about sleep. That means we get up in the morning and we are happy and fresh and ready to face the world. No offense to men, but there's a saying, be that woman who gets up in the morning and puts her feet on the ground and the devil is scared. Be in charge, guys. Be in charge. It's your life. Okay, miss, we need to move on. Okay, so Miss Shafali will give us the final. She'd give us the final thing, and she's going to send us the rest of the questions very soon. Okay, so on that note, Ms. Shafali, can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we talk about, like I told you, this is this person who's worked on the elusive work-life balance. Okay, so we have to calculate with always, almost always, sometimes, seldom, never, and no comments. But we missed out one. Now, if we had done all our 10 questions, so we're going to just make it into half because we did 5. And I'm sure that you voted correctly and honestly. And you do realize that it's just you who you have to answer to. So if you've got a score, and let's make this completely half. If you've got a score out of 25, if you've got a 16 and above, 16 to 25, you got a gorgeous work-life balance. It's settled, you're doing the correct things, you are on the roll. But unfortunately, if you get between 8 and 15, and then you're hanging by the thread. It's like that cliffhanger world. You are struggling. There are certain days which are good, certain days which aren't so much, and there is always that chaos and confusion that happens. And if it is 0 to 8.5, nearly a 9, then your life is out of balance. Guys, we need to take up charge. You are the creator. You are the person who designs your own life. So, as promised, here go the strategies. I want you to think about your favorite photo. Write in one word of your favorite photo. Was it a family photo? Was it a holiday photo? Was it your selfie when you were looking like, wow? What was that? What is your favorite photo? Is it the hugs with your children? Your pet? A view outside your window? What is that? Or the sound? What's that sound? What's that music that you would sway to? For me, it's Frank Sinatra. I wonder what's it for you. Is it the nice, slow, romantic songs? Is it the Qawwali? Is it the old Bollywood? Is it the ragas? Is it Western jazz? What is it? How does your heart go with that music? And your place? What you can touch? What do you like touching? Is it a stuffed toy or the cushion or a baby's hair or a big hug from your child or your favorite velvet dress or that soft cotton shirt? What is that favorite touch? Or is it someone's hand on your cheek? What is it? What's your favorite exercise routine? Walk, sit in silence, do a yoga, Dance? That fragrance that gets you back to your childhood? Mom's cooking? Baker's vanilla? A gorgeous perfume? The smell of the sea? The smell of the mountain fresh air? What is that fragrance? And obviously, one of my favorite senses, the taste. So is it that big chocolate cake? Is it vanilla ice cream? Is it fresh strawberries out of a farm? What is it that gets you going? So now I want you to imagine. So please close your eyes and I'm going to take you on a journey. I want you to imagine that you're sitting on top of a mountain. And as you sit there, the grass is soft, it's comfortable, and slowly you're lying down on that grass. Your body is at peace. Every muscle of your body is comfortable. And while you are in that comfortable zone, imagine there is a big black bag lying around. Now just watch your thoughts. Watch them as if you're watching TV. So there will be positive thoughts like compliments from people. And there will be the self-hugs. So these are all compliments. Let them float around you like little clouds. And then there will be those terrible remarks, something that hurt you. Catch hold of them. Throw them in that big black bag. Catch the next negative thought. Throw it into the big black bag. Slowly and slowly, that big black bag is getting really heavy. It's getting heavier and heavier and it's sinking into the ground. Remember, you're on the mountain, so there's fresh air, there's the lovely sun, there are the lovely fragrances, but the big black bag is getting heavier and heavier. And as it gets heavier, it starts to sink into the ground. Tie it up, tie it tight. Now place a big, huge boulder on top of it so that those negative thoughts cannot creep back out. And think of your favorite things, the happy moments. Remember what you loved seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And as you lie down on the grass, let that black bag go. Put your hands on your tummy and take in a deep breath. Slowly breathe out, breathing in and out. Rub your hands, open your eyes and come back. Okay, this is something which I really believe in. So there is a thought, either you can be right or you can be happy. I always like to add in, you can be kind too. So being right is not the way ahead. Be right. But there is a way to get around it. If that right gets you to feel sadder, if you've had a confusion or trouble with somebody you love, a close friend, you don't have to be always right. It doesn't have to be the person who has to win the ego battle. Let it go. Because happiness, relationships are more important. You see, you all are very intelligent people because after all, you're teachers. And as intelligent people, you would always know the right answer. But do you want to be remembered as the person who always got it right, or the person who was very happy and kind and empathetic? So IQ gets you to choose the right answer. Always, always, always. It is that measure of your intelligence, which makes your geniuses and super geniuses, that 1% of the children in your classroom who gets the maximum marks, who can get the question, reflect on it, and get the right answer. Or the one when you have chosen to be kind, when you have not bruised somebody's self-esteem, when you've allowed yourself to be just kind to them, because you see, the red heart should win from the gray brain. So there is a technique. There is a technique. I am going to request you to imagine the time when you were really scared. So think about your biggest fear. And you're like, I can't do that. I'm scared. I'm afraid. Now, I want you to think about that thing and say, I'm excited. I must tell you another research. So there were research done on Olympic sports people. And the winners, when they come to that winning line and they break the ribbon, you know, there is this crowd of news people, the media people, and they rush up and say, how did you feel? Were you nervous? What was it that you felt? Were you scared? And they always say, no, I wasn't nervous. You go through any of their first interview questions, and it's a regular conversation. No, I was excited. You see, this is a trick. Our brain has the same physiological, the body reactions to being scared or nervous or being excited. Your heart's beating, your mouth's dry, your palms are sweating, and you're ready because you're nervous, and that instant pep energy. Because you see, adrenaline is building it all up. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be nervous or do you want to be excited? So I want you to write this line and say, I'm excited to try this. So the thing that you are scared of the maximum, put that in. Like I'd say, I'm excited to learn singing. What's your thing that you want to try learning? Oh, I'm excited to try swimming. Beautiful. Well, that's exciting. Excited to go for runs. All right, run marathons. Zumba. Oh, my. That's exciting. Learn the guitar. Oh, I'd second you on that. Skydiving. Wow. Yoga and dance classes and painting. You see, the moment you say, I'm excited, it's this nervous energy which gets into that excited energy. We've all had little children and even older children, you know, even in our 12 standards or college students who are so excited to share with you their newfound love into something. And they'll say, Miss, I'm learning to do this. And I'm so excited. Fly a kite, be a singer. Technology, drawing, dancing. Oh, my. Scuba. Wow. You guys are totally rocking. This is exciting, guys. So when you think about excitement and not nervousness, that's where your brain starts to think different. Because it's either your emotions that can control you, or you can have the wise thought to say, I'm excited, let's get this going. And the moment you are, you start within. If you need a help, you phone up somebody who knows it. You hire a tutor. You get onto the YouTube, and find out the right video. You take in help, but you don't cry. You don't feel nervous because kya hoga? Nahi aayega. Well, so what? Mistakes are there for us to learn. Because you see, this is not the plan that you want. This forms the most beautiful stories when you're older and you're sitting. The biggest ups and downs are the stories you tell. Not this flat path. This is boring. This is exciting. So let's choose exciting. So we worked on your 5 senses. Remember the grounding exercise? You've done the EQ versus IQ. You challenged a negative thought by saying, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. So now we come to the stress management plan. So here we go. I've given you a few tips already. So I'm wondering who would create the most beautiful stress management plan? What's the exercise that you're going to do? I've heard of dancing and Zumba. Let's go ahead and put it down. What about the healthy eating? What are you going to try? Are you going to try that karele ka juice which you have been forcing your children to have, or those broccoli sticks, or that big bowl of salad or soup? What are you going to try? What are you going to learn, like doodling and painting and drawing or carving or sitting and knitting or doing crochet or embroidery? They say that 8 hours of sleep is not a myth. There are few who can sustain by 7. But I must tell you the most terrible research that's been done. And that's my puppy again. And he wants to go for a run, which we usually go and play. So here it goes. Okay, give me one moment, guys. One moment. So there is this thought that 8 hours are too long and we can't be doing this. Come to think of it, we are teachers, we have to plan. We can't be sleeping for 8 hours. Who'll get up in the morning? Yeah, all of that is correct. But 8 hours is not a myth. You need to sleep. So if you're having those 6.5 hours, take a 45 minutes cat nap. Just snooze. Put yourself into a little cuddle. How many of you have just, taken that little cat nap? Taken a pillow, hugged it, and slept. I have been guilty of getting my younger one to say that you need to take a break. I'm going to tell you a lovely story. On the contrary, it's me who's sleeping and he usually runs away. But that doesn't matter. Take those cat naps. Recoup. There are times when you can just lie down and do nothing. Just lie down and put your hands on your tummy and do mindfulness. So now comes that telephone call. Your friend, your closest friend. So put yourselves on mute, phone up your closest friend, and you need to voice out why they're important in your life. 2 lines, just 2 lines. Pick up that phone. You've got 2 minutes. And anyone who's been able to phone, please just raise a hand. Okay, so we got 3-4 people who've been able to get through. Rajni, I'll choose you because for that lovely picture of your children. Please do tell us, how did it go? Rajni Wadhwa. You can always put it into the chat. And Sheena Ahuja, please put it into the chat. What was that expression that your friend felt? Oh, Miss Lahiri says that she called the mom. Who's the query solver? Oh my God, that's interesting. I read a few other comments which were rather exciting. There was this of the immunity busters, friends being the immunity busters, and something about power naps. That's lovely. Someone talked about gardening or wall murals. Wow. Canvas painting. You guys are surely talented. But I love the stress buster. Interesting. I still have something to show you. So let me go ahead with that. I love little children and their pranks. So check this out.
Can everyone hear me? But we'll try and at least discuss.
Guys, what happened? She left the meeting. Yeah, she left the meeting. It kicked her out the internet. Yeah. Can you guys see me? All of you guys. I see that there's a little record sign at the top of the screen. So the teacher's recording this. She can watch us and see that we're not behaving. Yeah, I know. And sensible. Yeah, we know. That should be serious trouble. I know, but I'm just like muting my mic because I don't want to talk. So we should behave. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. My mom told me that. I'm eating gummies. Because if the principal finds out that video of if we were being bad right now, she would see us being very bad and we would get in big trouble with our parents. Well, we're just toast. We'll be toast. We're just talking. Toast means we're in trouble. What toast? Guys, she doesn't have our number, our phone. And whoever said we'll be toast, whoever said that, I'll maybe have toast for breakfast tomorrow. I said that. That sounds really bad. They don't. That sounds funny. They don't know our number. I said toast. With toast and eggs, that sounds really good with lettuce. Not eggs.
So the whole thought was, when the teacher goes, what happens in a classroom? And that's exactly what children do. So now comes in your thought. What would you do when you are really troubled? So I'm going to show you one more thing. And I hope that fits in. So on your feedback, which you're going to be, your Padlet is going to be shown right now, I want to know, what is your favorite strategy? So, Ms. Shefali, may I request you to share the Padlet? There were 5 strategies that we did today. One was stopping your negative thoughts, like to say, I'm excited, instead of saying I'm nervous. Having your stress management plan, like yoga and meditation and sleeping on time and praying and breathing and doing mindfulness. There was the glitter jar. There was also the 5 senses, because if we are aware of what we are doing, then we can do our breathing in a slow, calm nature. What about painting and drawing and learning that Zumba or dance? What is it that gets you going? So I'm going to try repeating the few strategies that we had done last time. Cooking and baking is one of my favorites too, Rita. So there is the scheduling. Please, please, please put in the leisure times along with your tough job schedule. Because if you have it all mapped up, then that's the modeling, that's the mirroring effect that you give to the children, that enjoy life and not just work. There are many countries which have gone on 4-day work and 3-day off. There are many countries which do 5 days and weekend completely off. So we need to consider how we want to spend that time. Okay. Ms. Shefali, are you here? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try taking out the Padlet because I need to choose one person as the winner. Okay, I've put in the Padlet link. Please leave your messages and your beautiful doodling and caricatures and all that you've learned. Put that on. And I'm going to leave Ms. Shefali's number here so that you may please share your number with her. So I'm going to be just opening up this Padlet and let's see. Who wins it? Ms. Shefali, would you be able to please leave your number? Oh my God, who's done the Shiva? That's gorgeous. Please leave your name there. You know that the more creative you shall be, you've got more chances of winning. Putting in a joke, a meme, that's also an option. Guys, you'll have to put in your name because all that I can see is anonymous. So please do put in your name. And that's very kind of you to say such positive things. Thank you. Wow, you guys are great artists. That's lovely. The shells here. Cooking yummy food and soothing music. How lovely. I can't see all the pictures because you're putting them on one over the other. If you would be so kind and, stretch your drawing there. So put it on the sides, please. Who's created that as the back of the phone? The Starry Nights? Is this something that you created? Is the Starry Nights created by you? As the back of the photograph of your thing. Thank you so much, Priyanka. That is very kind of you to say that. I love that you could reboot yourself. Walking is one of my stress busters. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. You like the mountain grounding. Oh, how lovely. Okay, so let me announce the winner. Who's created this right on top with the mirror? Oh my, someone's knitted too. Who's done this thing of the two friends and this rangoli and the mandala? Who's done this, please? So the winner is, I'm going to give 10 minutes to both the people because I really can never decide. So one is the person who's drawn the two friends and talking to each other and the mandala right on top. I don't know what's your name. And Sonali Tomar for knitting so fast. So Sonali, it's you, and it's somebody who has drawn that picture with your friend and talking to each other. So there you go. These are your winners. Congratulations. And please leave your telephone with Ms. Shefali right now because I will see you at 4:15 sharp. Thank you so much for joining me today. We shall come together because I'm very excited to share my books with you all. And I also am working on the teacher's book as you asked me. So I'm working on that. And the next webinar is going to be next month. You'll get all the particulars and the details from Abhishek, SAAR Publications, and Ms. Shefali. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you. That is so kind of you. You really make my day by saying all these warm things. Thank you. My gratitude to you to spend this very precious time with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Millie. The winners, please get in touch with Ms. Shafali. I think she's left her number. Kanti, you need to ask me something. You've raised your hand. And Rajni Wadwa. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Arti. So the winners will be, thank you so much, Ashika. Winners will be contacted by Ms. Shafali. She's putting her number down. And please get in touch with her. If you want really very, very stipulated sessions with me on a certain topic, leave that, please, so that we can work on it for next month or next to next month. If you want a specific for your school, please get in touch with SAAR Publications. Whichever way you need my help or support, please get in touch with me. I'd love to help out.
Also, thank you so much. Finally, I was unmuted by the host. I'm really sorry for this, but thank you so much, Arti, for being here. We couldn't have asked for more, actually.
Thank you.
And I mean, the wish come true because this is the last Saturday we met and everybody wished to have you again with us.
I know, very, very kind of them and very kind of SAAR Publications to give me another opportunity. I am really thrilled and I cannot thank you enough because the most precious gift you could give me was time, and all of you took out that time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure we all have the power to change ourselves and thoughts and our beliefs. And you helped us to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
just have to be in a conscious and think about what we want actually right now.
Yes, because being mindful, you know, Ms. Shafali, just being mindful and just savoring that moment, just stopping and staring and smelling the roses.
Thank you so much. I hope the winners have taken down my number. We're waiting for, I haven't got any message from anybody till now. Please quickly message me and so that we can arrange your one-to-one with Arti.
I'll see you in 10 minutes, guys. So if the winners are here.
Because once you give us your telephone number, only then I'll be able to share a personal link with you, please. I'm putting my number again for your assistance. Please have a look quickly. Send me a hi.
Okay, so for that last thought, just in case the winners haven't been able to touch and go, I'd go for Dr. Anjuman. That's our last fallback winner, Dr. Anjuman. If you're here, please connect with Ms. Shafali. My first choice is the people who have drawn the two friends and the mandala. The second one is the person who did the knitting. And the third one is Dr. Anjuman. Thank you so much. I don't know if we can unmute the ones who are raising their hands because they've continually raised, Miss.
I think yes. All right, let me see who's that. Can you name somebody, please?
Rajini, Wadhwa, and Kanti Sagar.
You can do that too if you can see them raising their hand, Aarti.
Can I unmute them? All right.
Yeah,
so I'm asking Kanti Sagar to unmute themselves, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening.
Nice session, ma'am. You are talking about the lifestyle and all.
Thank you so much.
Beautifully, you are explaining each and every part of the life.
Very, very kind of you to say that, Miss Kanti. Really, my full gratitude for that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, Rajini. Yes, hi. Please tell me.
Actually, last time I couldn't attend, unfortunately, I couldn't attend the meeting, and I am missing that because I can also draw something nice, but it was rarely missed. So it doesn't matter, but still, it was a very good session today.
Thank you.
And I have learned more, but wanted to learn more and more from you. You are such a positive person, and you are spreading positivity in this tough time. We are really grateful to you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
That's very, very kind of you, Rajini. Thank you. And if you really want to see that recording, it's on SAAR Publications, SAAR. Ms. Shefali, do you want to leave the YouTube link for that, please? So you could.
Right. And I also got the message from Nandita, who drew the two girls with the mandala.
Well
so
said.
I'm sharing quickly the link with Ms. Nandita for interaction with Aarti. So 4:15 should be the great time to meet. Yeah.
So on that nature, I'll take your leave. Thank you so much for being such a positive audience. You take care. Bye-bye. Bye, Ms. Shefali.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.